Drea.
G.O.O.
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 I'm from Chicago and
I'm with Drea-O right now.
G.O.O. G.O.O.
Beautiful Drea-O.
I'm with my girl Drea-O.
And she everywhere you go.
Everywhere you go.
Everywhere you go, it's crazy.
I love Chicago. Look at my shirt. Shy State of Mind. Yeah, I think Chicago is the shit. I think Chicago is dope. It's a city that was founded by a black man. Has a strong African-American population. Can't knock the fact that this was El Chapo's #1 hub. You know what I'm saying? So not doesn't just have a strong black population, you got a strong brown population, and we all take pride in this city. Strong white population, Italian. I got homies down in Little Italy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when you are a Chicagoan, it's like a sense of strength, man, because we come from the coldest summers. The hottest summers and the coldest winters. And we survive. Our city is covered in over 180 days of gloom, where we don't even see the sun, but we still survive. So with that being said, man, you gotta be an outstanding member to be a Chicagoan. I think that's dope. Yeah, and if you name your daughter Chicago, hey, obviously you must love the city just as much as I do.
is that glimmer of the old Kanye, you think, the naming of Chicago?
See, this is the thing. I don't really talk about things that I'm uninformed about. I don't really know. I can just say that when you name your daughter Chicago and you are Kanye West, I think that that's what that brings back for people, like nostalgia.
Oh, interesting. So you think it might be marketing?
Well, I won't say that I think that it might be marketing, but if it has anything to do with marketing, I would say that it's genius.
Smart. Yeah.
And then, you from Chicago, man. It's the city that made you.
Right. I have a connection to Chicago because I'm from here.
Yeah, and the thing is, why would anybody have a problem with what they name their child?
That's facts.
Why would I care what you name your kid?
True.
As long as you ain't naming your kid stupid ass, little dumb off, sit your ass down, shut the fuck up.
Right.
If that ain't your kid name, then it's okay.
Right.
You ain't naming your kid like something that's just like destroying them. Some shit where they gonna get teased at school and all that shit and grow up kind of fucked up, If you naming them something that will empower them, I'm all for it.
Do you still talk to him on a regular basis?
Not on a regular basis, nah, but
when's the last time you guys talked?
it's been a minute now. We probably talked last year. That was the last time.
When did your relationship kind of start separating? What was the defining factor of the separation?
Well, I would say that we were always extremely close as friends. But I think somewhere down the line, it was probably after his mom died. Because that's when the vultures really came in. They saw he was down and he was weak. At that time, we were close, but the things that he began to be more into was things that I had no interest in, So when you are not like-minded, you will begin to separate. You spend your time over here, you spend your time over there, and that's pretty much what it was. Yeah, and I would also say just a lot of misunderstandings and things of that nature. Yeah, and a lack of communication, Yeah.
Do you think that in the future you guys can pick up where
Well, I don't know, because he might have a little attitude with me now.
What happened?
From the little interview I did.
You think he's mad? I don't think he's mad about that.
I know
if he's
him.
mad at you, then he should be mad at...
Everybody else did it, right? Everybody did it. Everybody went at him and I didn't even go at him. But I didn't even go at him.
The truth.
I was on there talking like, somebody get around my friend because he needs some help. He don't got nobody around him that was there in the beginning. And then shortly after that, Cootie was there, Ice Greg was there, a few other people that were always around. They started coming around.
Maybe did he take your advice, you think?
Well, see, he'll never admit that, but after I made my comments, I started seeing people around that loved me. So it worked. Yeah.
People get mad sometimes at first, but if you're telling the truth.
Well, I just decided to get on the cross. because the conversation that I had on the radio is a conversation that
A lot of people have
a
had.
lot of people have, but
Yeah.
they'll never say it because they don't want to risk not being able to be around the
Around
money,
somebody.
the glamour, the fame. My whole thing is I never cared about none of that shit. That was my man. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing that I could say or do that could make my life go any other way. I'm happy. I got a lot of really cool, productive shit going on. I only spoke on that because I care. And I don't have anything to lose. So if you are around him or you doing business with him and you have to lose something, keep your mouth shut and don't fuck your money up.
Right.
But if your existence isn't based around him, man, speak up, help your friend, give him some help, show some love. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was on.
I mean, I didn't see anything wrong with what you said. And if he's gonna be mad about that, it's probably.
If he gonna be mad about it, then you know what it is? It's being a sponge. It's being around people around him,
That
geeking
is
them
how
up.
it is.
And the people around him that's geeking them up is people that don't want me around. Because I'll come around like,
Tell the
you a
truth.
fuck boy, you a fuck boy, sit down, you a lame, you just using them, oh, you trying to rule. I always called everything out before it happened. And he'll tell you that. I told him about a lot of people. And then things end up going sour. And then he'll be like, gee, you was right, how did you know? Man, I grew up on 87. Quasi little brother. I got vision. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I be seeing shit. I understand people. I could look into your eyes and read your soul. Yeah.
Why do you think you didn't kind of fall into the trap of Hollywood?
Because
A lot of people have come from Chicago and fell into that.
Well, my whole thing is you gotta do what works for you. Family and community and actually the city of Chicago was more important to me. I used to say certain things to Kanye and he'd be like, yo, man, you got that Chicago mentality, man. You gotta do it like this. And what do you mean the Chicago mentality? I'm from Chicago. Yeah, I do. I got the mentality of a city that's in a state that's the 48th most corrupt state in Chicago. I mean, in the world and shit. In the Union, Illinois. You know, it's been in shambles and shit. We got like 4 or 5 governors that been locked up since I've been born. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I see things a different way. You know, I come from a place where, man, you had to stand on laws and policies and principles. You had to know this shit. It wasn't no, I'm not gonna do this. Oh, you're not gonna do what? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the things that were instilled in me at an early age are things that are the foundation for who I am now. But if certain things were never instilled in you, man, and you just looking for a way, and you looking for a sense of belonging. See, the thing is, there's a group of people that knew Kanye before the fame. So we the ones that always loved him. We was cool with him before what was going on. But imagine knowing somebody before the fame and you all having a personal relationship where you could talk one-on-one about anything. And now, every time you see him, it's a group of strangers that you never seen before. And anytime when he says anything, the whole group of strangers is just like, oh, you crazy, man. You know, they losing it. And it might have been the deadest joke of all
Right,
time.
you're looking around like.
So these people, they are allured by this character. They're allured by this superstar that they came and encounter with. But a lot of us, or some of us, we knew him before then. So the transition into a superstar, it never changed the way that we looked at him, because he was our friend. So we respect, oh man, you got a good ass job. That's what being a superstar is, a good ass job. But you still should be able to get rolled if you're doing something wrong, nigga. Like, we grew up in Chicago, we used to ride each other. Like, boy, you don't get your Bon Jovi, built these, we built these cities, built these streets, jean face ass, you know, like just ride and shit, you know what I'm saying? You semi from motherfucking Coming to America, Prince Akeem mustache having motherfucker, you know, like, that's just how it was growing up in Chicago. So now when you reach a certain level of fame, the same things that you used to do when you were doing an intimate setting, you can't do no more because all these strangers around. And if you do it, Now they all looking at you like, who is this hater?
Right.
And then in your mind, since these are the people that you're around all the time, they the ones that got access to you. And most of the information that you receive, since you don't read or watch the news, is all secondary information. So if a stranger see me and they be like, yo, that dude right there, he look crazy. He one of the guys, or he funny as hell, or he disrespectful. And they constantly telling you that, and I'm not around to speak my piece, what you gonna believe?
People are saying.
Manipulation. It's real.
Yeah.
Man, the way that he be bringing up that one memory every time, and then he be having this little dude around him that be looking like, you know, the nigglets that was on, what's that, Tales from the Hood? The little niglet dolls and shit. This dude look like one of them, right? Like a little niglet, right? And he just be around, but he be looking mysterious. And I asked this dude one time, I was like, man, so how you been, man? He's like, I've been good, man. I say, so what you do, man? What you been on? He was like, I get paid to think. I'm a professional brainstormer. And this a dude that be with him all the time. I'm sitting up here like, you get paid to think. You a professional brainstormer. What the hell do that mean?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And what the fuck is you doing around him?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But if I come around, my G will come out, and I might get to knocking motherfuckers smooth out. So I just stay out the way.
Is he a handler, you think?
He's not no handler, but the story of how they know each other is deep. It's deep.
What is it?
It's deep, man. I don't want to get into all that, but you know what I'm saying?
So this is like the right.
They know each other from a long time ago.
He's always with them.
I don't know if he's always with them, but every time when I would see him when he would come to Chicago, he would be with them.
You know, it's funny that you say that he looks hypnotized or he looks like he's brainwashed because he looks like that in the pictures. And I always say that. I'm like, something looks different about him and his face and his eyes whenever I see pictures. And when I say he's different, he's not talking the way that he used to. He's like...
You know what he does? If you look at the Kris Jenner interview that he did with his baby mom, or his wife's mother.
On the talk show, he was real proper and like...
He was talking exactly like that white woman that was interviewing him. Yeah. When he went on Sway. He, like, you know how Sway turn up a little bit, like, yo, Kanye, yo, Sway! You know, he reflects that
Whoever
energy.
it is.
But he took that shit to a whole nother level. Like, I would have never snapped on Sway. Sway is like a dude that believed in him way before anybody. That's when I knew he wasn't in his right mind, though. That was another example. When he went up there and took the statue, the trophy from that girl or whatever, I was like, we don't be on shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, this ain't how we move. This ain't how we never move. You know what I'm saying? Because, man, you don't have to get all your validation from secondary sources or outside sources and shit, man. You are, at that point, you was one of the foundations of music as a whole. Not just Chicago music or hip hop, just everything. Man, my whole thing is, excuse me, I don't be concerned with anything or anybody that I deem as beneath me and shit. You know what I'm saying? Or anybody else's progress. If they doing good, man, root them on. Don't diss them for doing good. Root them on. Hey, you doing good. Way to go. And as opposed to shitting on them, study them. Learn from them. See what they doing. How did they get to that point? Because if they doing good, obviously they doing something right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it. And I think that's how that situation may have been assessed back then. Yeah, but, you know, I just started seeing a lot of different things. And at one award show, he quoted the dude who I'm talking about. He said, my friend said, woo.
What is the guy's name?
His name is Sakaya. Yeah, he said his name on the show. And Sakaya, I can't say that he's a bad guy, but his energy was always a little weird, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not the only one that felt that way, but I won't speak on other people, you know what I'm saying? So when I see you embrace something that I know that the energy ain't right, I have to remove myself from it. I'm not going to be at war with you about what you choose to do.
Right.
Yeah. Because, you know, with fame, and getting attention and being important, once you get a dose of that shit, you gotta have it.
It's a drug.
It's a drug. I know people that turned into alcoholics, people that turned into users, all kind of shit because the fame started dwindling.
Kanye that we remember from Chicago, of course, his mark is heavy here. And I think we remember a lot of the good old times. Mm-hmm. We remember the days from before, but I guess he's a little bit different now.
So what are the times now? Like, as opposed to how it was back then, how is it now?
What people say is that he's turned Hollywood, and he's not the same Kanye. Even he said it himself, the old Kanye. People say they miss the old Kanye. What is the old Kanye, and has he changed?
Well, from our conversation that we had earlier, I talked to you about social learning theory. And I talked to you about people reflecting off of what they are around. The old Kanye had different people around. Just look at the pictures and look what's around now. People, they be like, yo, GL is a real dude. He's a stand-up guy. He's for the people. He's this, he's that. He's a spiritual dude. This is like, and he's from the streets at the same time. So this is like an element that if you are around me, it's a good chance that this might reflect off of you. You look at a guy like Don C, who's just always one of the most stylish, smoothest dressing, cool dudes of all time that I've ever known. Real stand-up guy. You look at, really though, party guy, having fun, real stand-up guy, loyal to almost a fault, you know what I'm saying? But who has strong values that was instilled in him growing up right around the corner from where I grew up. We from 87. It was in us to be this way. You know, when people see us, they be like, yo, that dude, look at my shot state of mind, look at my shirt. Yeah. Chicago is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Yay. What we did was we offered like a window to him to climb through, to be in the hood, to be in the midst of the guys and be around that. But that's never who he was. He grew up as an only child. So he never had to understand like, yo, save me some of them fries. Or, man, Cobb's.
Right.
There wasn't no Cobb's, you know what I'm saying? Cobb's is a Chicago thing. Like if somebody got some food, you be like, Cobb's. And then you just entitled to go in their shit and eat some. He didn't have to deal with that. He was the only child. So being in the midst of us, he got exposed to a lot of cultural things that he wasn't exposed to. He didn't have to be. You know what I'm saying? He was the only child.